Right now at 6, Neosho plans to recapture lost revenue from online shopping. How a new tax proposal could fund critical city services.
And the rain is falling out there once again this morning. More showers developing, more on the way. A look at that soggy forecast coming up.
Plus, the Silver Sage Renaissance Festival takes place at Landreth Park in Joplin over the weekend. We'll take you there.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. At 6 a.m., I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Monday, Memorial Day, May the 26th. Yes. Of course, today and this whole weekend, and really any time, honestly, is the time to pay respects to those who have served and those who have passed on from those from serving. And so, unfortunately, from the getting out and maybe getting the family together. I know you have those families. My dad's side was a military family. They'd get together. But the rain kind of putting a damper on some of those get-togethers. You had to move them indoors, and the rain is going to continue because it's not quite done with us just yet. Let's start with that look outside downtown Pittsburgh. There it is. See, it's, well, you know, I don't know if you want. This is maybe a good day to keep the curtains closed. Honestly, with the rain and the rumbles of thunder, it's not a bad day necessarily to just sleep, take a nap. Maybe it's not a bad idea for you. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. Well, it's soggy as well. More showers starting to develop out there. We still have some that are spreading a little further to the north now through Crawford County, back to the east into Barton County. Cherokee County, pretty much showers all around. Again, not all of this is necessarily falling even as heavy rain. Some of it's just a heavy drizzle. Down into northeastern Oklahoma, we've got heavier showers just to the north of the I-44 corridor, stretching through Craig County, back down toward Claremore and Skiatook, and a few more showers that direction. We head up into southeast Kansas, spotty showers, but we've got them around Independence, outside of Parsons, near Erie, Chanute, Yates Center, Iola, and around Sedan into Chautauqua County. And then off to the west and south, we have two different batches of rain. Now, the batch of rain to our south, it looks as though it's turning north. At this point, it really isn't. The batch is moving southeast. It's just we're seeing some redevelopment taking place up here on the northern fringe of it. It's this activity now rolling into the I-35 corridor that will bring additional scattered showers and storms across the area as we roll into our through the morning and into the afternoon. So here we are by noon, scattered showers and storms. Something, if you're just joining us, do want to mention, which is some good news at least. Again, through the weekend, we did have some low-end severe threats associated with our thunderstorms, and we did get some severe thunderstorms out there. We have no risk areas, no severe areas highlighted for today or tomorrow. While we're going to continue to get showers and storms, at least that's some good news. We don't have to worry about any kind of severe weather, but we do have to worry about the rain and the flooding concerns. And again, remember, turn around, don't drown. At this point, we've got a lot of rain. You're probably familiar with which ways are currently closed or flooded. So hopefully you've got that alternate route planned as we go through the next couple of days. Scattered showers and storms continue through the evening and into our Tuesday as well. We're sitting at 61 in Joplin right now, 59 in Pittsburgh, and both those temperatures not really moving much. As a matter of fact, most of the temperatures across the entire region not really moving a lot. We've got upper 50s, low to mid 60s, and that's about where our highs are headed for just about everybody. Relatively close to what your temperature is now is not going to be that far from what your high temperature is going to be later today. So we go into the low to mid 60s, and again, scattered storms out there with the east winds occasionally gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour. As I mentioned, showers and storms do continue into tomorrow, but they will eventually start to clear out at some point this week. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. The Neosho City Council met on Friday. One topic of discussion, passing an emergency local use tax. City officials argue online shopping has led to out-of-state shopping, and that has led to a loss of revenue for the city by impacting local sales. A motion passed at Friday night's meeting proposed an increase to the use tax to help regenerate some of the lost revenue. That money would be used to fund public safety features like paying for law enforcement, fire departments, and road maintenance.
Taxes are never a fun thing. You know, it's not like I take pleasure, the council takes pleasure in saying to the voters, let's raise your taxes. But it's important to note that if you were to buy these goods and services inside the city of Neosho, you would be paying the tax. We're simply trying to level the playing field, so no matter where you purchase the goods, the city of Neosho gets a small 3% fee to support the services that we provide to every citizen in the city of Neosho, and will for the foreseeable future.
While the issue of the passage of the use tax will come up in the August election, Friday night's motion passed 5 votes for and 0 votes against. The Missouri Public Service Commission plans to hold its next town hall for Liberty Utilities customers. The commission organized the town halls to hear from Liberty customers who are experiencing issues with the utility providers' customer service and/or billing practices. The decision to hold town halls comes after the Missouri Public Service Commission voted 5-0 to launch an investigation into these issues. The next town hall meeting will be held June 12th at 6 p.m. at the Missouri Southern Criminal Justice Auditorium. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. The Silver Sage Renaissance Festival took place over the weekend at Landreth Park in Joplin. KOAM's Mitch Adams armors up and brings us more details.
Between the smithing of weapons and battles between knights, the Silver Sage Renaissance Festival brings history to life. Originally starting in western Kansas, the festival has officially moved to Joplin.
As much as I loved living out there, I live here. And at the end of the day, Joplin's amazing. There's a serious history here, and I'm not a Joplinite, so when I say this, I'm not trying to interlope, but I have a deep respect for what people have gone through over the most recent years, as well as the mining history within Joplin.
People traveled state to state to be a part of the festival.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of planning that's gone into this. It's really exciting to see. Everyone's come from such a distance. We have a vendor right behind you that's from Scott City, Kansas. I mean, she drove 7.5 hours to be here.
Some performers see what lengths their body can be pushed to. Steve Amon does it all from breathing fire to lying on a bed of nails. Amon says these festivals are great for bringing people together.
Once you get associated with people, for example, like Jackie is here, it's family. And I will relate back to circus. Circus is family. And this is as close as you can get to a modern day circus and these, lack of better words, the relationships that you develop.
Renaissance festivals are an opportunity for people of all generations to experience life during the Middle Ages.
Just getting the people here and then seeing people coming in through the gates. You know, we're small right now. This is our first year, and we're doing this on a day where we just got hit with an intense amount of rain. And people are still coming in, and that's an amazing thing.
In Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The EPA aims to erase greenhouse gas limits on power plants in the United States. Plus, President Trump is set to make Memorial Day by honoring the nation's fallen troops. And we're tracking rain chances for today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, we have some heartbreaking news this morning. One of the stars of the reality show Duck Dynasty has passed away. The family of Phil Robertson says he died Sunday, months after it was announced that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Robertson was 79 years old. The reality show aired from 2012 through 2017, following the Robertson family and their duck hunting business in Louisiana. The Environmental Protection Agency has drafted a plan to eliminate all limits on greenhouse gases from power plants in the United States. According to internal agency documents reviewed by the New York Times, the EPA argued that carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases from power plants, quote, do not contribute significantly to dangerous pollution or to climate change, and that eliminating those emissions would have no meaningful impact on public health or welfare. Scientists have overwhelmingly concluded the opposite and argued that carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases are dangerously heating the planet. The agency is proposing to repeal all greenhouse gas emission standards for fossil fuel-fired power plants. The proposed regulation is part of a broader attack by the Trump administration, which is aiming to prove that the science around greenhouse gases and its threat to human health and the environment is wrong. Today, President Donald Trump will mark Memorial Day and honor the nation's fallen by laying a wreath at Arlington National Cemetery. Over the weekend, the president turned his focus to Russia's war on Ukraine, railing against the Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying he's not happy with him. It comes less than a week after the president held a 2-hour call with Putin in an effort to move towards peace negotiations. Meanwhile, President Trump says he plans to postpone his tariffs against the European Union. Wendy Gillette has more from New York.
President Trump is lashing out at Russian President Vladimir Putin over his country's continued attacks on Ukraine, posting on social media that Putin has gone absolutely crazy.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people. We're in the middle of talking and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
The comments came after a big and deadly Russian drone barrage over the weekend and following a massive prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine. On social media, the president also railed against Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky's rhetoric, saying, quote, "Everything out of his mouth causes problems." Over the weekend, President Trump also announced he's postponing a 50% tariff on goods from the European Union from June 1st to July 9th instead. The change of heart came after the president spoke with the president of the European Commission Sunday.
She asked for an extension on the June 1st date, and she said she wants to get down to serious negotiation.
Meanwhile, congressional Republicans aired out their split over the House-passed budget package, which President Trump has dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill.
What this bill is going to do is be jet fuel to the U.S. economy.
The idea that we're going to explode deficits, I think, is just, not a serious proposal.
Yesterday, President Trump said he believes the Senate will, quote, get there on the measure, and he encouraged senators to make the changes they want to the bill. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
President Trump says there's been some real progress on talks with Iran over its nuclear program and that there could eventually be some good news on that front. Though for now, the president says he hopes talks continue. Still to come, a new study suggests that popular weight loss drugs could reduce the risk of cancer. Plus, Chris Warner returns with another look at your forecast. We'll be right back.
Well, this morning we have Lori Horton with us to teach us another amazing recipe. Good morning. What are we making today?
Oh, today we are making peach pie cruffins. I know it sounds a little bit weird. They're not really a croissant, but they're not really a muffin, but they're so good.
Yes.
And super easy to make. These are going to be perfect for your family reunions, the new folks moving into the neighborhood, all the things that we're going to be having coming up this summer. Yeah, and they're so quick and easy to put together. So we're going to start with just regular, ready-to-use, refrigerated crescent dough. The fun part is that wonderful pop of getting these out of the container, but these are ready to go. So
that was such a fun thing to do when you were a kid. I remember, it just explodes.
To death. I hate that part of it. I still don't love it. We're just going to take that dough right out as it is. We're going to unroll it. Put this on like some parchment paper or something on your counter so it doesn't stick. Roll it out nice and flat, and you'll see what you kind of have are 4 sections. So we would get 8 croissants out of this if we were going to separate them all out. But we want to actually take that dough and just lightly pinch those seams together and turn it into one nice big solid piece.
Okay.
So just gently, you don't want to, push through the dough and make a hole in it, but you do want to just kind of tap those seams together. You'll notice too sometimes that there are some thicker sections, like I can feel this end of the dough is a little bit thicker than this part. So try to even it out a little bit and make sure that that's really well sealed up.
Wonderful.
We're just using this because it's such a lovely light dough, kind of has those layers to it. So it really lends itself to those pieces and that fruit filling. So all I'm going to do is take that dough and go right along that seam line long ways and break this into a couple pieces. And then I'm going to split those pieces in half again. So what we're going to end up with is 4 cruffins per tube. So if you're making a dozen, obviously we're going to need 3 tubes of our crescent dough mix or our crescent dough rolls. But you can just do a few of these for the family for a Sunday morning brunch. Just go with 1.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, we're going to make a nice fruit filling that we're going to actually use preserves. And you know, the difference we talk about, like preserves, jelly, jam, all these different things. With the preserves, you get some whole fruit pieces. So
it's always delicious.
So good. And we're, again, coming up on that season where if you're a homemaker and you want to make your own jams or jellies from that with that whole fresh fruit, absolutely go for it. It's going to be so good in this recipe. It doesn't have to be as thick. It can be a little bit more of a compote or a puree, anything in there with that whole fruit. Just keep in mind if it's a seeded fruit that you may want to strain that if you're using blackberries, fresh raspberries.
Great tip.
Because those kind of hang out in there. So when we come back, we're going to kind of use a little bit of a quicker, easier, ready to go version and fill these up and make them look delicious.
All right, sounds delicious, Lori. Thanks. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:23 on this Monday, Memorial Day. We're starting with the Skywatch Storm Tracker because the rain not quite done with us just yet. Starting to see an uptick in showers across parts of southeast Kansas and stretching eventually here into southwest Missouri. Got some heavier showers around Columbus, Pittsburgh, Girard, stretching back toward Lamar and just to the southwest of Stockton. Miami, you've got a few sprinkles out there, but there's some additional heavy rain back to your west across Craig, Newata, and Washington counties as we head back into southeastern Kansas. We don't want to go to northeastern Kansas. You can see additional showers starting to fill in around Yates Center, west of Iola, around Chanute, Erie, and to the east of Parsons. And eventually, all of this activity here to our west around Wichita and the I-35 corridor will begin to fill in a little more, and we'll begin to bring more scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area as we head through today. So you can see it's very slowly moving, but it is moving gradually to the east. Now, some good news. I want to emphasize this part, that it is good news. Over the weekend, we had some severe risk areas highlighted, and we did get some severe storms. Not the expectation today or tomorrow with these showers and storms. Our severe threat has been removed. We're looking at just thunderstorms at this point, and hopefully they stay that way. All right, into the afternoon we go. Scattered showers and storms. In fact, that is going to be the broken record, and as it has been for the last several days, as we go into the evening and overnight hours and into our Tuesday as well. And similar to what we experienced up until about this point, we'll have a pause for some of us in the rain, then we'll get additional showers and storms, but there's some good news on Tuesday. One, shower thunderstorm coverage really will begin to wane a little bit as we head into the afternoon and into the evening, and not rain but wane. It will start to wrap up a bit. In fact, as we go overnight, late Tuesday into Wednesday, the rain stops, clears out. Looking pretty good. In fact, our Wednesday, a momentary period of clearing in the morning. By noon, we're back to partly to somewhat mostly cloudy skies. And then by late afternoon and into the evening hours on our Wednesday, we do have another possible round of isolated to widely scattered showers, thunderstorms. Again, no severe weather expected with that activity. And that activity will be very isolated. Unfortunately, the activity on Thursday, a little more widespread, but not like what we've been dealing with the last few days. So, scattered showers, storms through the morning hours, and we're just kind of hovering upper 50s, low 60s. Many of us, whatever your temperature is right now, is not going to be that far from what your high temperature today will be. Our temperatures will not move that much through the afternoon and into the evening and even into the overnight. They'll cool back a little, but not by much. Hovering in the low to mid 60s for most of us. And east winds, occasionally gusting upwards of 25. So those are non-thunderstorm winds. As we go into the evening, well, yeah, more scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. But you see what I mean? Like temperatures, yeah, once the sun does go down, even though we've got the cloud layers, that blanket to trap in some warmer air, there's still nothing heating the upper side of it. So we drop a little, but again, not much. Eventually just back into the upper 50s. East winds remaining a bit on the gusty side as well, 20, 25 miles an hour. Winds will shift out in the north by tomorrow afternoon, about 5 to 10. We'll have those scattered storms, a couple of afternoon or evening storms on Wednesday. Thursday, a few more showers out there, a little cloudier. Temperatures a little better, low 70s. And then finally, look at the upcoming weekend. We will clear out. The sun will return. Our temperatures will climb. And we'll be back into the upper 70s and low 80s before you know it with, you see it there, more scattered shower thunderstorm chances heading into next Wednesday. That is a check of your forecast. Now we're send it over to Samantha with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Doctors are looking into whether popular weight loss drugs could help prevent cancer. A study published by the American Society of Clinical Oncology showed that because obesity is linked to certain cancers, people with diabetes who take drugs like Wegovy, Ozempic, or Zepbound have a 7% lower risk of cancer and an 8% lower risk of death. There were more than 1.5 million preventable deaths in the U.S. in 2022 and 2023. A study published in JAMA shows that these so-called excess deaths are due to things like drug overdoses, gun violence, and cardiovascular disease, and are far higher than in other high-income countries. The authors worried that recent Trump administration cuts to public health could cause even more deaths. Our immune systems are stronger during daylight hours. A study by the University of Auckland found that white blood cells that help prevent infections are more effective in the morning hours. Researchers say that could be an evolutionary response, since we're more likely to encounter bacterial infections during the daytime. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, local organizations get folks in the spring spirit with local plant sales.
And we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. In fact, there's still some rain falling. Details in that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the 25th annual Katy Days kicked off over the weekend in Parsons, Kansas. We'll take you there.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. At 6:31, I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Monday, Memorial Day, May the 26th. And of course, a lot of ceremonies and remembrances going on this weekend. Unfortunately, the rain kind of putting a damper on some of that, slowing down some plans. And I know it's also a good time for families to get together, and just didn't really get to happen as much this weekend. A little wet out there.
A little bit, but there's still plenty of ways to, honor those who made that ultimate sacrifice.
There certainly are, and I know many of you are looking to those alternate ways out there, because the rain, unfortunately for Memorial Day itself, does continue. Let's start with that look outside downtown Pittsburgh. That's from 4th and Broadway. You can see skies are cloudy, roads are wet, and well, that's because it's still cloudy and it's still raining out there. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line, much of the same, but not nearly as wet for now, because it's kind of dried out in Joplin briefly. And we got more showers out there, as you can see on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. So we're going to take you on this tour. So we've got a few more scattered showers across parts of Crawford and Cherokee counties, eastern Labette County, so Oswego to Columbus. And then we've got a few scattered showers into Barton County, around Lamar, one just to the west of Sheldon in southern Vernon County. And outside of that, dry across a good portion of southwest Missouri, other than these showers, again, stretch back towards Stockton and the Stockton Lake area. On the Kansas side, a few more showers, Erie, Chanute, Yates Center, Iola, just north of Fredonia, back into northeastern Oklahoma. Miami, you're doing okay for now. Grove, you're not too bad either. But some heavier rain showers from Veneta along 60 back toward Newata and Bartlesville. So we're dealing with that activity as well. And then off to our west, more showers and thunderstorms. And again, it looks as though they're dying out, and in some cases they are, but take a look at what we're getting out ahead of it. So right along these boundaries, that's where we're starting to see things fill back in. So yeah, even though that is kind of dying out, we will still see additional shower and thunderstorm development across the region for today. So by noon, more scattered showers, more scattered thunderstorms. One piece of some good news, at least for today and tomorrow's rain chances and storm chances. Over the weekend, we had that severe risk, and we did get some severe thunderstorms. However, no severe areas highlighted today, just general thunderstorms. So we'll continue to deal with those. And like we've seen the last few days, some of you might get an hour or two break, but don't let it fool you. We're not done with the rain just yet, as we'll see more showers and storms through the afternoon, evening, and overnight hours as well. We're sitting at 61 in Joplin and 59 in Pittsburgh. And you can see on the KDOT camera, it's still a bit wet out there with some of those showers. Temperatures around the region, where you're at now, is not too far from where you're going to end up for highs today. Now, some of us will warm out of the upper 50s, but in all honesty, some of our far northern counties, you may only reach the upper 50s for highs today. And we've got some low to mid 60s down to the south, and that's where our highs for most of us are headed, low to mid 60s, because temperatures, again, really don't move much. I mean, we're talking this is a several hour stretch here and maybe a 2 or 3 degree change in those temperatures. Scattered showers and storms and east winds occasionally gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour. The rain does continue tonight into tomorrow, and it still continues a little bit after that. We'll tell you when this rain will end and how this weekend is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Memorial Day weekend has been met with a constant onslaught of rain and storms. A powerful storm swept across the central part of the United States just as Memorial Day holiday weekend got underway. One of the hardest hit areas is in Springfield, Missouri. Heavy downpours triggered flooding in some areas. The storm washed out some roads and first responders had to rescue a number of people trapped in the rising water. The rain combined with strong winds knocked out power to thousands of people on Saturday, and the storm uprooted trees and brought down power lines. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. That's the KOAM Skywatch weather app. With spring season in peak form, organizations are putting plants on display and on sale. The Bees and Blossoms Market held at the Joplin Empire Market summer kicked off Saturday. Those who attended got a free native tree bush seedlings from the Missouri Department of Conservation.
You need to know that it's not you lose beehives, bee swarms, you just lose them. There's not necessarily any reason for it. So go into it not expecting a lot of money a first year or two. It's a learning process, and it's just going to take you a while to get into knowing how to operate your bees.
The Jasper County Farm Bureau was also at the market to give a presentation on bees. Another place to get your hands on some plants over the weekend was the Shoal Creek Nature Center. The spring native plant sale had a multitude of options for people to choose from. All plants are known to be native to the region.
They are a better source of nectar and pollen for our pollinators, and like I said, they belong here. So native plants are plants that occur naturally here in Missouri, making them more adapted to the environment that we have, and all the animals we have here are more adapted to them as well. So they're just the best option.
Native plants are known to benefit homeowners with their ability to adapt to their environment and their ability to be less dependent on pesticides. The city of Parsons, Kansas kicked off its annual Katy Days Festival on Friday. The festival features everything from horseshoe and cornhole tournaments to sand volleyball, a tractor show, photo contest, bingo, food trucks, live music, and more.
If you've never experienced Parsons, now is the time to do it, especially during this festival. You'll find the most friendliest people in the world. You'll find people who will, greet you with a smile, talk to you, get to know you. I mean, Parsons has been through a lot, especially in the past 25 years.
The festival is named after the first train that rolled into Parsons back in 1870, which would also be remembered as the Katy. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. President Trump delays tariffs on the European Union as talks with European leaders move forward. Plus, Aldi is recalling its Atlantic salmon due to undeclared soy. We'll have the details. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch this morning, today is expected to be a very busy day on the road and at airports alike. AAA projected record-breaking travel this holiday weekend. Wendy Gillette has more from New York.
Travelers heading home after their Memorial Day holiday festivities could hit a snag of heavy traffic later today. AAA predicts more than 45 million Americans will travel this long weekend, setting a record.
If this weekend is any indication of what's to come, it's going to be very busy on our roadways, at the airports.
The Transportation and Security Administration was expecting to screen about 18 million people this weekend. Thursday was projected to be the busiest air travel day of the Memorial Day weekend period. At Newark Airport, Anthony Esposito was hoping his flight to Italy would depart on time.
A lot of the kiosks are pretty booked up right now, so it's taking a little bit of time to get through the terminals, but we're making our way.
More than 1,000 flights have been delayed at Newark since Thursday. The Federal Aviation Administration has cut flights in and out of the airport from 77 to 56 until at least mid-June, partly because of a shortage of air traffic controllers.
We're going to get Newark fixed, but are you going to see some disruption in regard to delays? Yeah, you're going to see delays. Is it safe? Yes.
Aviation experts predict wider problems.
There's an old adage within the air traffic control system in the United States. However New York goes, so goes the rest of the country.
There are some positives this summer for Americans. Gas prices are about 50 cents lower per gallon compared to last year, and airfares have also dropped. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
President Donald Trump said he'll delay implementation of a 50% tariff on goods from the European Union. This order will run from June 1st until July 9th to buy time for negotiations. The announcement came after the president spoke with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Sunday, von der Leyen says the 27-member bloc is ready to advance talks swiftly and decisively. Aldi is recalling its Atlantic salmon portions with seafood stuffing because they may contain undeclared soy. The FDA says people who have soy allergies could suffer life-threatening reactions. The salmon was distributed in Aldi stores in Arizona, California, and Nevada. Customers can return the recalled product to the store for a full refund. And lots of moviegoers chose to celebrate Ohana this Memorial Day weekend, with Disney's live-action Lilo & Stitch pulling in more than $145 million domestically. Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning was second with $63 million, and Final Destination Bloodlines was third with more than $19 million. That's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Look real quickly at the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. It is cloudy. It is dreary out there. More rain showers beginning to fill in. Another look at your forecast when we come back. All right, time for some Monday birthdays in the 4 states. And we're going to start in Chetopa with Mercedes Morgan celebrating birthday number 10. Says, happy birthday. Love Mom, Dad, Nana, and Dex.
Oh, well, happy birthday. We have another birthday. Tessa Leach is turning 15 out of Chanute, Kansas. We love you, Oodles and Gobs. Happy birthday, Tessa.
And Sarah Bruner in Chanute celebrating birthday number 39 today. Also says, we love you, Oodles and Gobs. I suspect that these folks may be related. It doesn't say so on her little paper, but I'd be willing to bet some way, somehow.
That would be a really fun little aspect to that.
It certainly would.
Well, Todd Creel out of Joplin is celebrating a birthday as well. He's turning 60. Happy birthday, Todd.
And an anniversary in Moran with Richard and Pat Dudley celebrating number 56. A very happy anniversary to the Dudleys.
And another anniversary, Bob and Maxine Allen out of Girard, Kansas, celebrating their 70th anniversary. Happy anniversary to that happy couple.
Certainly impressive 70 years. And our birthday list goes on with Sonia Blackford in Lamar celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday.
And Rick Hartsfeld out of Crestline, Kansas is celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday, Rick.
And our very own Darren Dishman.
Yay!
Celebrating a birthday. Darren, of course, is our Fox and CW manager for those stations here at KOAM, because as you know, we have more than one little station under our roof. And Darren is one of the kindest and coolest people. He and his wife both are just amazing, and a very, very happy birthday to you, Darren. I hope you make it a fantastic one, because you certainly deserve it.
Most definitely. Well, we still have another birthday to celebrate. Teresa Wilkerson is turning 73 out of Scammon, Kansas. Happy birthday, Teresa.
And a very happy birthday and anniversary to all of you on our list. And of course, if you would like to celebrate with us, Samantha, what should they do?
Well, we want to celebrate with you, so to make that happen, be sure to submit those birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. You can see that on your screen. Also, make sure to pay attention to that deadline so that way we can make sure we get it on our list. We can maybe have that lovely photo for you just to make sure we all celebrate and have a great morning together on that special day for you.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, today, a great day to celebrate indoors if you're having a birthday or anniversary, because shower storms continue. Now, take a look I want to show you. See this line stretching off from Greenwood County back around toward the Nevada area and down toward the east. That's all began to fill in here because, again, showers, thunderstorms will begin increasing. So we got some heavier showers, or at least some moderate showers for Columbus, Oswego, parts of Cherokee, Lebec counties, back up into Neosho County, Crawford County as well, and even southern Bourbon. But take a look around from Stockton to Nevada and around Sheldon. See how we're getting some reds? It's nothing severe, nor are we anticipating anything severe. It just means that the showers are picking up, getting a little heavier out there. Off to the west, we head into Woodson County, where we've got showers and some moderate showers all around the county, really, including Yates Center, and then a few more scattered showers rolling into Allen County and to the west and south of Iola. And of course, a few there by Chanute and Erie as well. So here's what we've got. We got showers, we got storms, we got everything in there. Now, the good news, as I mentioned, over the weekend, we did have some areas highlighted for strong to severe thunderstorms. Not the case today, which is fantastic news because we did end up with some severe weather this past weekend, but we're just looking at general thunderstorms today, and that's exactly what we're seeing. But see how all of this is just starting to fill in here along this boundary, and it's all coming off of this activity that will continue to slowly slide to the east. And we got these heavier showers down to our south. Now, again, the bulk of this complex, as you can see, is moving southeast, but we're getting a few showers that are kind of developing back off of this edge, back up to the north. That's why we're still dealing with that rain there, and we will deal with this rain all day today, tonight, and most of our Tuesday. And we still have some rain chances out there. Eventually, they will come to an end, I promise. I know it's been raining seemingly nonstop for the last several days, but it will eventually stop. Now, the other side of this, though, is just like we experienced through the weekend. It may stop raining for you for an hour or two as we head through the day. We've experienced that through the weekend, but also don't let it fool you. If it stops raining this afternoon for an hour or two, it does not mean the rain is done. You might just get in one of those little breaks there before additional showers and thunderstorms roll through. And overnight tonight, again, a bit more scattered out there, but nonetheless, shower and thunderstorm chances continue. They'll pick back up again as we head through tomorrow morning and into the afternoon hours and evening hours. But then by late Tuesday into Wednesday, the showers will come to a close. And in fact, we're looking briefly, at least, for some clear skies momentarily in the morning hours on our Wednesday before we go back to partly to mostly cloudy skies. And as we roll through Wednesday, an isolated shower or thunderstorm as we go later into the afternoon and evening hours will be possible, but it will be very isolated. As you see, most of us will remain dry. We do have a few shower chances on Thursday, and then we'll finally get a break rolling into this upcoming weekend. We're going to go over your complete forecast for you here in just a moment. We're also going to share the news you need to know. And when we transition over to Vox 14 at 7 a.m., or if you're streaming with us, just stay right here on KOAM Plus, because we're going to learn about some safety tips that you need to remember before you head out to the pool this summer.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The Missouri Public Service Commission plans to hold its next town hall for Liberty Utility customers. The commission organized the town halls to hear from Liberty customers who are experiencing issues with the utility provider's customer service and/or billing practices. The decision to hold town halls comes after the Missouri Public Service Commission voted 5-0 to launch an investigation into these issues. The next town hall meeting will be held June 12th at 6 p.m. at the Missouri Southern Criminal Justice Auditorium. Memorial Day weekend has been met with constant rain and storms. A powerful storm swept across the central part of the United States just as Memorial Day holiday weekend got underway. One of the hardest hit areas is in Springfield, Missouri. The storm washed out some roads, and first responders had to rescue a number of people trapped in the rising water. The storm uprooted trees and brought down power lines. Community members got the chance to get their hands on some plants over the weekend at the Shoal Creek Nature Center. The spring native plant sale had a multitude of options for people to choose from. All plants are known to be native to the region. Native plants are known to benefit homeowners with their ability to adapt to their environment and their ability to be less dependent on pesticides. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
As you head out the door, scattered shower and thunderstorm chances continuing to increase, and they'll stick with us through today. Temperatures not moving much. We'll hang out in the low to mid 60s for most of us. East winds gusting upwards of 25. Gusty east winds overnight. More scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, back into the upper 50s. And I again want to remind you, we're not anticipating any severe weather with this activity today or tomorrow, which is some good news. More scattered storms tomorrow. A few evening or afternoon storms on our Wednesday. More scattered showers Thursday, and then finally, as we roll into this upcoming weekend, we'll get a break in the rain. The sun will return, as will the warm temperatures, back into the upper 70s and low 80s.
Well, I know at least for the next few days I'm going to be carrying around an umbrella for a while.
You certainly want to keep it handy.
Perfect. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making best ever picnic butter in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
As your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings, summer travel season is here. Coming up, tips on how to find deals to save you money if you haven't booked your next vacation.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll hear how constant rain in our area has caused flooding concerns throughout the region.
And Lori Horton back in the studio finished making her peach pie crumpets. They're not crumpets. They were, what did she call them? I've already forgotten. Well, they were cool, whatever they are, and you'll want to stick around to see the finished product there. However, on this side of the table, it's going to wrap things up for us. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.